Right. This needs to get out there. The truth needs to get out there. I have just had a letter through my door. Notice to quit. Just this little saving face from these evil, corrupt people. Despite the fact that yesterday I was screamed in the face by Roxanne, this tenant, this vile creature. I had just had. I've got nowhere to go. I'm suicidal. I'm wanting to jump off Beachy Head. And yesterday, I was waiting for a delivery from Hermes. I received an email to say that at 3:29, Hermes had delivered my parcel, which ironically was a bike chain to lock up my possessions in the kitchen, because I've had petty theft as well as general theft. And the woman, I waited in for this parcel, and this woman above me, Roxanne, I called out, has anyone taken my parcel? Because I looked at my emails and it said, Hermes have delivered your parcel. At 3:29, we put your parcel through the door, and there was a tracking number. So I called out, has anyone taken my parcel? And Roxanne said, oh, I saw a parcel. It was grey. It was on the mat. I said, right, well, it's not there now. And she said, well, I don't know. Someone must have taken it. Maybe Charmaine. I said, well, I've already reported theft to the police. And then she started to get funny, because obviously if you've got nothing to be guilty of, you're not going to be bothered. I was obviously very angry and upset. And I said, I've just about had enough. I'd already reported theft here. These are the people they protect, the people that they have in, wait for it. And so basically, I went to the door. While I was ringing the police, and I rang the intercom, the video link intercom. While I was on the phone to the police, Roxanne came out and I said, Roxanne, you said you saw a grey parcel. I'm reporting this to the police. She started screaming and shouting at me, right in my face, screaming and shouting on the doorstep. This is a woman I have recorded for attacking me. I rang the intercom. This is the only time that John has answered, and he installed that intercom for my benefit. John, the contractor from Charles Lucas Property Management, and their lovely fraudulent letter, right? This is a property where I've been attacked to the point where I thought I'd be killed. I've had my bedroom window smashed, the wall outside was pulled down. The council knew that drugs were being dealt here before I moved in, and the evicted tenant, Aisha, was seen coming into the property by the neighbours. And this next door neighbour tells me he's had his dog poisoned and he worries about his son. I mean, hello, people. The PCSOs that were meant to have done a report that witnessed my bullying and intimidation. What happened to that report? Sergeant Saville's report, PC Henry's report, all the people in the community, wait for it. So I'm on the phone to the police. Roxanne is screaming and shouting at me. She described the colour of the parcel. It was grey. I didn't even accuse her of stealing the parcel. I just said I've had enough and I'm reporting this to the police. This happened at Elms Avenue. Another corrupt Eastbourne Borough Council temporary accommodation. I only text the landlord a while ago to say, and John and Justin, to say that this was going online. Because also last night I had to report to the police an unknown woman, a woman that I've never met, texting me last night, sending me abusive text messages, claiming to be the sister of Roxanne, this woman that befriended me and attacked me. I can play you the recording of that phone call from last night where I reported this woman's sister, and she mentions my name, Bryony McCarthy. She mentions Justin the landlord, and she's harassing me, and I told her to leave me alone and that I was blocking her. I don't know who she is. I told her to get a life. And I've let John and Justin know this, and this letter is dated today. They've put this letter through the door. Notice to quit. With nowhere to go. But last night, I bought alcohol to take up to Beachy Head. I've been crying. I haven't slept. To go up to Beachy Head to jump off. A famous suicide spot. Yes, I'm going to make you famous, Justin Godden and John. Because you're corrupt, you're sinister, you're part of this cabal network, you're corrupt, and your days are numbered anyway, whether I am still alive or not. Because you protect people like this who take drugs and do the hell what they like. And right now as we speak, John Alexander Patterson is being murdered. A 71-year-old man. He's being murdered. He told me, don't jump off Beachy Head because that's what they want. Well done, Satanists. Well done, Justin Godden. Well done, John. Well done, Charles Lucas Property Management. Melanie Hall from a specialist advisor from the TA and commercial lettings. All the people at the council that I let them know what they were doing to me. These are the people that have made me sleep rough for complaining about bed bugs crawling on me. 6 days before my mother died of cancer, I was forced to sign a homeless application form out of supported accommodation. And yes, Andy, what was his name? Andy Francis, the social worker landlord at Lascelles Terrace. Yes, yeah, no different to here, because you're all in it for your pensions. Let's get rid of the nice girl who complains. Let's get rid of the nice girl who's bereaved. Let's exploit this nice girl. So literally just through the door, this is what I've got. Notice to quit. But I was waiting. I can almost feel it in my stomach when I know that they're concocting evil. John said, oh, do let us know if you ever have a problem. Do let us know. All right, love. All right, love. All right, darling. Yeah, you will do let us know if you ever have a problem. We'll get you a Hoover. We'll get you this. We'll get you a kettle that does work. And I said to Darren, no, we were asking, don't ask for too much. I've got my own kettle. No, that's not a problem. We'll do this for you. We'll do that. Let us know if you ever have a problem. And Aisha, the tenant that's been evicted, was seen coming into the property, going out over the wall that they pulled down, the brick wall. Have a look at my first video. And it states, Charles Lucas Property Management. It states that there's 24-hour CCTV here. There isn't. It's a lie. And last night I had another theft. I've had this fraudulent letter. I will play to you this evil, evil Roxanne one more time, and then I will play to you the phone call last night where I had to report what happened here and the theft. Well, no, I'd already reported the theft. I want a recording of that. Under the Freedom of Information Data Protection, I requested a recording of that phone call where she is threatening. Well, she's not threatening me. She's shouting in my face. Roxanne, that is. But I've also recorded the phone call from last night, reporting the text messages from a woman I don't know, because there's a breach of data. There's been a breach of GDP, General Data Protection, from this landlord, Justin Godden, that I thought was a nice man. Aren't I stupid? I've actually got the alcohol. I've got the alcohol to take up to Beachy Head, but you know what will happen? They'll only handcuff me and section me. Tell Andy Devine, tell Matt Taylor, who exposed Sussex police. The Beachy Head chaplains had their photograph taken with Katie Bourne. It's all bollocks. They're Satanists. Let me play you the recording of this woman admitting that she kicked my door. And they were the PCSOs who said they'd do a report because they witnessed bullying, intimidation. They come here, they all look tearful, but they don't do anything. They don't do anything. This is what I was saying. They don't do anything. So I've been fighting for my rights, my civil rights. Well, I tell you what, I've let Steve Churchill from the food bank. This is a man who was caring for his dying wife. I'm sorry, Steve, if you do see this, I'm sorry. He came to the Strand Hotel. That's the hotel where I stabbed myself through the arm with a 6-inch knife using back PIP pay to fund hotels to keep myself off the streets. He's still got the suitcases of mine. I've also let Ray Alloway know. Ray Alloway, I'm sorry, but if I do jump off Beachy Head, I just want the truth out there. Leslie is Ray's wife, right? I'm letting the cat out. I'm letting everyone know everybody's names now. It's all coming out now. Leslie said to me, "Don't jump off Beachy Head, Bryony. If you do, I'll tell the coroner you didn't get the help you needed." She thought my partner was abusing me. My partner was banned from visiting me. When he tried to get my possessions back from 44 Cavendish Place, Felicity and Karen, who threw in all that junk with my stuff, including an incontinence pad and a hospital towel, and I was illegally forcibly injected because they wouldn't give me my phone to call the police to get my possessions back. Yes, that evil landlady and mother and daughter. Beth and Dexter, yeah, they tried that fake solicitors. What were they called? Lee Day. They're looking for people with problems like ours, under public law. No, even CAB said that I was being blocked. Councillor Alan Shuttleworth, head of housing, cabinet for community. He didn't want to know. This was a couple that were on steroids because of bed bugs. Okay, so I can't. You've got to be careful who you don't always know who's saying what and what's true and what's not. I saw the sores on her body though, and she sued that landlady. And I've seen a lot of people suing people in this town for what they've had done to them. Anyway, I'll just play it one more time because oh, hang on a minute.
Tell me why you kicked my door. And why you verbally attacked me. Okay, I told you to be quiet, and I'm sorry, okay? I just would like to know.
This is someone who befriended me. I'll read you the text messages she sent me when she befriended me. They lie to each other so they can get their druggy buddies in here, taking drugs. They know Aisha, the evicted tenant.
So you kicked my door because you were frustrated and distressed? Yeah. So what else have you to say out now? Because it was my partner who told me to go and listen on the landing to what you were saying to this one that you were complaining to me in text. Yeah? So what? And I heard you complaining to her about me. Because I want to know why you sent me text messages and why you complained to the landlord and John talk about my dad and my family. Yeah, hear me. I don't know your father.
I don't know this woman's father. I don't know her sister that sent me texts.
I cried. I don't want to have anything to do with either of you. I just want to know. I do nothing. No, you've woken me up. You've scared me all day. So I wake all night. No, I don't. You kept me awake all night. And you were awake 3 nights.
I didn't sleep last night.
I just want to know. Even John rang me when he left his desk because he think of you and I just block your number. You think that? And I'm rejected because you have been late recording it. I want to know why you kicked my door. And I told you because I was stressed and you invited me up.
Oh, that's okay then.
I never wound you up. And I just apologise.
Because I'm the one that's threatening, aren't I, Justin? Enjoy your home in Kent. The police told my partner to stay here to keep me safe.
Supporting me throughout all the problems that I've had here, saying that you'll get your stepfather to take a photograph of my smashed window, and then you turned on me and you attacked me in my own home. And why did you send me threatening text messages? Why? I've got it as well. I said, why are you still going on? You have got nothing on your face. Smiling. Keep smiling.
I will keep smiling because that's what Andy Devine told me to do.
You're going to end up in hospital again.
There you go. Threat.
Thank you very much, Dan. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. So why did you kick my door? Can you give me a very good reason why you kicked my door?
John and Justin are working with the council to get me sectioned. I'm being evicted with nowhere to go. Just had the letter to my door.
No, I did not. No, I did not. I sent you a text message. Two text messages. I sent you 2 text messages. One. I sent you 2 text messages. I sent you 2 I sent you 2. Right, that's it. There you go. That's another breach of the peace. 2 text messages. I was vomited last night from all the stress. I know, it's because of you, what you're doing right now.
I don't take medication. I don't take poison.
I've got evidence now.
I'm fed up with it.
The second
Disruption.
I come up here to say that you're disturbing me and to ask you why you verbally and physically attacked me. That's what I've done, Roxanne. That's all I've done. You still can't give me a valid reason for attacking me. Last night I was physically sick, vomiting from the stress. So now I've got it recorded that Roxanne has tried to get Justin and the contractor to get the police to get me sectioned. Even though I am complaining constantly about everything, smoking illegal substances, having my items stolen, the landlord's had his plug stolen, and goodness knows what. So that's what happens when you're a targeted individual, but I've got it recorded.
Right, so there you go. That's threatening behaviour anyway, to say that John and Justin are getting the landlord to get me, the council to get me sectioned. Well, that will happen anyway if I go up to Beachy Head suicidal, because I've just had a letter saying, notice to quit. Notice to quit. When yesterday, well, all the complaints that I've been escalating ever since I moved in here, when I was attacked, when I thought this woman was going to kill me, when I thought I should have, it's still down. Can you see? That the wall is still down. There's still broken glass out there from where my bedroom window was smashed. They fixed the outer pane. But do you want to see? Do you want me? Well, it doesn't matter now. Do you want to see what they did to the? There's no one here anyway. Do you want to see where Aisha kicked the door while I was in the bath when I thought this woman was going to kill me? Have a look. Wouldn't it be great if one of them came out right now and started verbally attacking me? Because then, then I'd have an audience for it. Can you see here? That's where Aisha, she banged on this door. I was in the bath. The tenants have seen this evicted tenant coming in to the property since she was evicted. Right. And have a look at this. So they're evicting me with nowhere to go tomorrow. But I've been up to Beachy Head. I've bought alcohol to jump off Beachy Head. Right. Charles Lucas Property Management. There you go. There is no smoking on the property. Well, it's all BS. There is 24-hour CCTV in operation here. There's none. I've had to put, look, I have to put notes in here. I can't put food in here anymore. Do not take my food. They turn my pepper pots up. They do stupid stuff. And look. So these evil, corrupt Satanists, they're basically these Masonic corrupt Satanists. Look, can you see where the window is? Look, they've just left it there. I'm being evicted with nowhere to go simply for complaining. That woman was screaming and shouting at me. She stole from me. Have a look at this smash. Have a look at where they've left the window here. Look, and the broken glass. Have a look. And there's the wall that was pulled down. So when I'm out of here, the property, I reported that to the council the day that I received the fraudulent letter from these corrupt people saying that I was being threatening. I've never been so scared in my life. I've been physically sick. I've been suicidal. This tenant next door here, yeah, and they probably wouldn't want me to say this. He had his dog poisoned. And there's another man next door who said that Justin wasn't interested. No, because Justin would rather pick on someone. Justin Godden from this, what's it called? Property Management Limited. What's it called? Charles Lucas Property Management. So there you go, people. If it's in the paper and you find that there's a girl who's called Bryony McCarthy that's been, that's killed herself, there will be, as Andy Devine said, there will be a lot of people laughing about this. He'll be loving it because they're absolute Satanists. He's no different. Justin Godden is no different to Andy Francis, who told my mother he'd get a good pension in supported accommodation 6 days before she died. I signed her death certificate at the town hall. They've wiped off any record of me ever having lived in Eastbourne. I was in New Haven foyer and I went straight into supported accommodation. Let me just lock the door. This is what happens when you complain. This is what happens. And these two troublemakers have been on to me and making up lies because they're infantile. They wonder why they've had their children taken from them. They listen outside the door. The PCSOs witness bullying and intimidation. What happened to that report? Sergeant Saville, what happened to your report? I said exactly what you said that you would do for me. What did you say you'd do for me, Sergeant Saville? And PC Henry said she'd do a report. Hang on a minute, let me have a look. What did you say that you would do for me? It's a very, very long email to my housing officer, Robert Haig, who has proved himself. He's a very good actor. Very good actor. Because I didn't receive his letter. I didn't receive, just to say, I didn't receive Robert Haig's letter either. I had to report a possible theft of that. I've had to report 2 other parcels that went that were reported as me accepting them and I didn't. But it's ironic that I didn't receive this bike chain yesterday. So anyway, I've got to try and keep calm. But Sergeant Saville, who said he'd do all this, I've been crying. I've been absolutely tortured out of my mind. So basically, this very long email, I think I'm going to send this to Andy Devine actually, because someone needs to see it. Someone who does actually care. So Sergeant Saville wasted 2.25 hours of my time on the 5th of January, then emailed me to say he would complete a risk assessment on the antisocial behaviour I'm experiencing at my address. That he would complete an information update referred to as intelligence logs in regards to drug use in the building. We got cut off and he left a message. Anyway, it's a very long email. So what happened to all these reports? Because the PCSOs witnessed bullying and intimidation. And I have this fraudulent letter from Justin Godden, the housing director, from Charles Lucas Lucas Property Management. Hope you're enjoying your property with your family and your daughter. You evil pieces of scum. Do you know what? I could say a lot worse, but I'm better than you. John said that corrupt was name calling. Corrupt is an adjective, not a noun. You're not men. You're not men. My grandmother lived through 2 world wars. My mother lived through 1 world war. And what she went through, the amazing life that she had, and I've ended up here in this dirty, filthy, lying. There's a stronghold for Freemasonry in this town and it stinks. Tell Leslie Alloway, who said she'll tell the coroner if I go up to Beachy Head and I go and jump off to my death, she'll tell them that I didn't get the help I needed. Well, I tell you what, I let my doctor know that Freemasons are Satanists. Oh no, they're Christians. No, Leslie, sorry, you've got a lot to learn. You've got to look at Candy Girl. Look at, I'm Facebook friends with the most remarkable woman you could ever see an interview of, being interviewed by John Wedger. And yes, I do believe her. She's had the most unthinkable, gruesome, satanic ritual abuse. She's lovely, though. She's a lovely person. These arsewipes. I've had trauma. I've been raped. I thought, that's it. Blame it on bipolar. Yeah, because everyone who has a mental health condition can attack people to the point where they're so terrified for their life. I've had labels. I've had crippling OCD. I've been scratching my head till it bleeds. I couldn't sleep last night, and now I'm being told I've got nowhere to go. Wait a second there, because I tell you what, I'm going to make you lot famous. Because if I die, and they've blocked me from the Herald paper from telling the truth. When my face was in the Herald and I was reported missing on the local radio, they blocked me from telling the truth. People aren't buying that shit anymore. They'll be watching this. Wait a second. Didn't sleep last night. I don't drink. Do you remember Andy Francis's brother, my so-called support worker in supported accommodation? What the fuck were you doing up on Beachy Head drunk, knowing I don't drink? World famous suicide spot. I wonder. That's where I've gone last night. And you know what? Sussex police will be waiting there. They'll be up on the cliffs waiting for me. Yes, that's right. Tell the Beachy Head chaplain, Stephen Lynn, it's not. I've been trying to be nice to them about this, but they're brainwashed. They had their photograph with Katie Bourne, the woman that's covering up what Sussex police have already done to me. They exploited me and my dying mother, who would be 82 now. Yeah, 82. This is the phone call from last night. So I've just had, there's my panic alarm, by the way. I bought a panic alarm. Should have used it yesterday when she was screaming and shouting at me, but I was already on the phone to the police, so. So I've just seen your comment. I'm at the end of it. I know you're trying to be kind to me. Let me play you so I've had a letter just literally just put through my door. Notice to quit room 212 Belmore Road. Notice attached is served by Charles Lucas Management Limited on behalf of Eastbourne Borough Council. If you have any queries, do not question Melanie Hall. Robert Haig, you cried for me. My housing officer cried for me. Cried fake tears. Nick Stepney was the housing officer who came to my mother's house in, when was it? October 2005. What do you think would happen to Bryony if she lived on her own? I think she'd just slump into a corner and give up. I've been exploited in these places. We give you notice that possession will be required on 6th of March. Not April. March, right. Still have to find somewhere to go, though. This was put through my door today. This was the phone recording from last night. Listen to this. Hang on. This is new, this dictaphone. My partner's got one. See, I don't know if my partner's been emotionally abusing me. He started shouting at me again. But he hasn't been here to support every time something has happened in one of these places. This is a recording from last night. He was with me when I made this phone call, but he screamed and shouted at me later, so I don't know why he takes it personally when I said that that John and Justin both saying you have a problem trusting people, that it was creepy that both the landlord and the contractor would say that, and he acted like it was personal. This is the phone call from last night reporting abusive text messages from Roxanne's sister, this woman that took advantage of my good nature, the woman that you heard in that recording that's been having men here smoking illegal substances, right? And I said I really wanted them to play me the phone recording from yesterday afternoon when I reported the theft of the Hermes parcel that was posted through the door at 3:30, and it wasn't. Well, it was. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. It was posted through the door at 3:30 yesterday. I received an email and I went out there, and as I said, she described the parcel. When I said I was reporting it to the police, she went berserk. And this comes after the woman next door, Natalie, said, Hannah, said that I've got a mobile number, saying that she had £500 worth of equipment delivery stolen by the evicted tenant, Aisha. These places are drug dens. They are.
Welcome to Sussex Police. We're receiving a high volume of calls. How may I help you?
Hello there. I rang yesterday. I want to get a data protection.
No, that was earlier today.
I was told that if I
have to email them. No, sorry, that was earlier today. I was told I have to email them. I want to play you the first
recording.
Right, this is the recording from yesterday.
Welcome to Sussex Police. We're receiving a high volume of calls regarding COVID. How can I help?
Hello there. I have been earlier today, on incident number 1010 of today's date, I reported a theft. But since then, well, I need to start by saying that call should also have been treated as threatening and violent behaviour from a tenant, because while I was on the phone to the police, I asked the tenant, who said that she saw the parcel and described it as a grey parcel, because I had been indoors all day today, and both her and the other tenant, Charmaine, were here, and the Hermes delivery was put through the door at 3:29. I received an email.
I need to transfer to one of my colleagues who can log these details. Okay, hold the line for me.
Thank you. I'm shaking.
Just start with the reference. You paused it.
I'll pause it. Hello there. Yes. Reference incident number 1010 of today's date.
How can I help you with that?
Well, anyway, basically, I need. In the first instance, I also wanted that phone call because it's obviously recorded. I wanted it to be treated as because whilst I was also reporting theft, I had aggressive behaviour in the background. It was very intimidating behaviour from a tenant that I've already reported for attacking me. But to add to this, I have had within the last I'd say hour or so, I've had a text message from a woman I do not know, claiming to be that woman's sister. And she mentions the landlord. Now, the thing is, during the phone call on the incident number of 1010, while I was on the phone to the call handler, I rang the video link intercom that John the contractor installed. And when he answered, he didn't want to know. He was quite abrupt with me. And I said, John, you don't realise I've got the police on the phone right now. I've just reported a theft. Because this tenant had described the colour of the parcel. She described it as grey. She said that it wasn't her, it must have been Charmaine, the woman in room 3, that I have reported for verbally attacking me in the street, for stealing from me. I've had to report 2 other thefts to royalmail.com. The irony that this parcel was actually funnily enough, it was a bike chain that I wanted to use to secure cupboards because I have my items stolen in the property. So I've had to make contact with Hermes over that. But these text messages that I'm receiving from Roxanne's, the person claiming to be Roxanne's sister, she mentions Justin the landlord. She knows my surname, Bryony McCarthy. There's no other way that she could have got my full name unless a tenant has looked at my parcel or Justin. Well, they've already breached GDP. Regarding my mental health, they've exploited my vulnerability, and I've already had a threatening, fraudulent letter from the landlord and Justin. So this is very, very serious because ever since I moved in here, I've reported. I've been attacked to the point where I thought I would be killed. I've had a smashed bedroom window. I've had there's criminal damage to the property. They've allowed strangers in here, even though the neighbours have reported it. People going out the back into the alleyway. My safety has been at risk. All authorities have failed me, including Sergeant Saville, PC Henry, the PCSOs who witnessed intimidation. They were meant to do a report. All these people that were meant to do a report for me. And this is not on. So in the phone call, incident number 1010, you can even hear this woman screaming and shouting at me. Simply, all I did was ask her to confirm what she just said to me, which was confirming the colour of the parcel. Which is...
Okay, well, right, can I just stop you? What is it that you're about this evening? Because I need to get that logged.
Oh.
What's the reason for your second call tonight? What else has happened?
Are you threatening?
Did you get the messages from this woman claiming to be Roxanne's sister?
Yes, threatening text messages from a woman I don't know, yes.
Okay, so what's the threat?
Well, they're just, well, if I can just find them, because I can read them out to you while because I replied to her that I didn't know who she was, that I was going to block her and to grow up and everything. The first text message, Bryony McCarthy, 07547159 Bryony McCarthy, I suggest you leave my sister alone. Roxanne is my family and I haven't seen her in such a bad way with her mental health due to your actions and accusations. You are cursing so these people have made me so ill. It's unbelievable. You are cursing so much problems and stress with everyone. We have just had a long chat with Justin, the landlord. So how did this woman know my surname? Right, so she's mentioned Justin the landlord. You will not keep getting away with your vile mouth and you assuming and blaming Roxanne for stealing when all she was I'd just like to add that I have reported to Sussex Police the vile, threatening text messages that Roxanne sent me after she befriended me. And I've got the text messages from Justin the landlord where he supported me and then changed towards me. So I've kept I had kept the text messages and videoed them so that I've got evidence of them, because this is someone that befriended me. And then
could this person not, if she was Roxanne's sister, could she not have known your name because Roxanne would have known your name?
Well, Roxanne doesn't know my surname other than if she's been looking at my post, because I've also had to report a theft of a letter from the housing officer that he claims he sent and I didn't receive. So I say possible theft. I didn't receive a letter from him, but there's no way. I never gave her my surname, so unless Justin has given it to her, and there's still more of the text messages she's sending me at 8:21.
Where's the threat? What's she threatening to do?
Well, I've just finished reading the text messages. It's not nice. It's intimidating. Was getting her stuff as she won't stay at the house while you are there, and straight away you're shouting your disgusting mouth of accusing, think before you speak, you horrible human nutcase. Well, this is harassment. You are off your head, and Roxanne said she is more than happy for you. This is in a reply to me saying that I'm going to block her, that I don't know who she is, that I'm contacting the police. This is her response. You are off your head, and Roxanne said she is more than happy for you to call the police. One thing for sure is Roxanne would not steal anything or your parcel. As much as she dislikes you, she hasn't stole your parcel.
Well, it's one of them.
She was being truth with,
and they've both verbally
she has seen a
and
parcel.
physically.
Yeah, she described the colour of it.
Hitting
She
my
said it was
door.
grey. She wishes she had never said anything. Now grow up.
Even in the streets.
You're constantly wasting people's time with your accusations.
Even harassing me out
I don't even know this woman. This is a lot to send someone that you don't know. Roxanne is how going online now. It's so infantile. Because I've said that I am reporting the corruption online because I am a victim of corruption under Eastbourne Borough Council and Sussex Police. And Matt Taylor has actually suggested that I put this online. If you don't know who Matt Taylor is, he's exposed Katie Bourne. So Roxanne is now going online as well. You have just told us that this is how infantile it is. You have affected Roxanne and other tenants with your deluded actions. I don't even know this woman. It's getting spread around now as you are doing the same. Ta-ta, and we blocking you now. Let's see what others have to say about Bryony McCarthy.
Please do.
I do not know these people. Ever since I moved in here, I don't know what is wrong with these people. They just non-stop harassment. Just because I complained about them, they decided to turn on me. So I had text messages, which I've put online, saying how she befriended me. And then because I complained, she was going to get her stepfather to take a photograph of my smashed bedroom window. The neighbourhood policing team didn't do anything about it. And then she befriended the other woman that has attacked me in the street. So either one of them or both of them have been stealing from me. But either way, they're like children in a playground just lying. And I don't want to have anything to do with them.
You've done the right thing because you blocked this female, haven't you?
Yes. Well, I haven't done it just yet. No, I need to do that in a minute.
You need to block her.
Oh, yeah, no, I need
to communicate with her anymore because you're just fueling her by replying. You're just fueling her.
I know.
She'll just keep messaging you back.
Yes, of course.
And it's not worth it because it's obviously upsetting you. But from what you said, there's nothing. She's not threatened to do anything to you. She's not threatened to harm you.
But it's intimidation. No, but this is all part of this. Because in the recorded conversation,
all the rules that are broken here spill out outside into the public.
Of today's date, 1010.
My safety, my civil rights, and my safety.
Screaming and shouting at me while I was calmly speaking to the call handler.
Can she access the recording of
Are you able to access the recording of that call? Because I have already...
No, because of GDPR, I'm not allowed to access that call. So if you want that call access, you'll have to put, I don't know, you'll have to put an access request into data protection for that call to be listened to.
Do you know how I would go about that, please?
Do 1 second.
I need a pen. No, that's not a pen.
I spend my whole life.
When did you not choose a parent?
Oh, there it is. There's a
No
pen.
one does anything about anything. These people have got nothing better to do.
Because it's evidence.
I know. The evicted tenant threatened to do me harm. If she ever saw me.
What did she threaten to do to you?
She threatened to do me harm if she ever saw me. And that evicted tenant has been seen by neighbours coming into the property, and I had to report back because the evicted tenant came in here with people and I was harassed.
The man who gave me the keys to this place, Steve, has walked in on dead bodies.
They all seem to know each other in this area.
Panic
I
alarm.
don't know, but John changed the
Get rid of
lock,
me,
which
though.
was nonsensical.
Get rid of me.
They left the front door open and the back door open. And I've been complaining because I've been locking it. So both these tenants, Charmaine and Roxanne, have been on to me. They listen in on my conversations. They're like children in a playground. So actually, yes, of course I'm going to block this woman's number, but this is harassment. I don't know who this woman is. There's been a breach of, well, I don't know what. She shouldn't know my surname. She shouldn't know my surname. She hasn't given me her name. I don't know who she is.
Okay, so sorry, we've gone off on a different tangent now. What's this evicted person got to do with this call today?
No, I'm just making the point that the evicted tenant, Aisha, the woman who...
What's anything got to do with anything when Sergeant Savile says he's...
banging on the door,
says he'll
screaming
do
and
all
banging
these
to the point where I
things.
thought she was going to kill me, and I ran downstairs and
Then
there were
says,
men here.
ring 101.
And I've never been so scared in my
Don't want to know.
life. It was quite a job to get her evicted between me and my partner.
Yes.
And then...
despite the damage that you've seen to
as
the
I said,
property.
Last month, I think it was December, January, neighbours had seen her coming into the property because the tenants here know her. They all seem to know each other. And the council knew that drugs were being dealt here. And Sergeant Savile is a waste of time. And with what the Sussex police have done to me, well, this is all going on the internet because I tell you what, I had to rely on the neighbours in the end because the police didn't do anything. As I said, the PCSOs that were here witnessed Roxanne and her male buddies up there bullying and intimidating me. What happened to that report? I need answers. What happened to Sergeant?
Fine. You're making several different claims here, so I need to, deal with this. So you want to listen to a recording of that call. So let's deal with that first. So you have to speak to data protection.
Right.
So if you call back tomorrow.
Okay, I'm just writing this down.
Yeah. So data protection. So you can call tomorrow on 101. And ask to be put through to the data protection office, but only between 8 and 12.
Okay, right.
Okay, so you can do that. I've got an email address here, so you can email them if you want to.
Thank you, I'll take that as well, yes please.
So it's data.protection.
Okay, yes.
At Sussex.
Yes.
.pnn, so Papa November.
.pnn. Oh, I think I've messaged them. Yes, sorry.
Police.uk.
Police.uk.
And you'll have to explain to them if you do email them why you need to listen to a recording of that call, okay?
Yes, thank you. This is very, very serious, all of this, because as I said, I've had not only have I escalated complaints since I've moved in here, but I've had a threatening fraudulent letter from the landlord. Now, this has made me sick. I recorded Roxanne with my phone, admitting that she kicked my door, and a breach of GDP from the landlord and the contractor. And it made me, all the stress made me physically sick, and it's affected my mental health, and they're using it as my mental health as a weapon. So, I have been suicidal at times, and it's been exacerbated by this sort of thing, stress.
Okay, so let me deal with the next thing you've called about this evening. So this is about the text message from a woman claiming to be Roxanne's sister, is that right?
That's right, yes.
Okay, what's the telephone number that she's sending these text messages from?
It's 0754
Yeah.
715 9612.
And how many messages have you had from her?
Well, they came out in parts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So 4 messages.
And I did, as I said, I did.
This evening.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt.
What? Sorry, are you going to say something or can I speak?
Sorry, you speak. Sorry.
Okay. And so what time period have those messages come?
8:21.
And then when was the last message?
10 o'clock.
Okay, so have you now blocked her?
No, I need to do that when I come off the phone, definitely.
Okay, so hopefully now that you've blocked her, you won't get any more messages, but I am going to create a log to say that you found these messages harassing, and I will pass it down to our resolution centre to see if they're prepared to contact her. I'm going to be honest, there isn't a lot in here that makes me believe that they will contact her, because she's not threatened to do anything to you, and I know you found it upsetting, but you have messaged her back as well, haven't you? And that's probably not the best thing you could have done.
No, I did actually think to myself I won't respond. Initially I did, but the thing is, I know. Initially I thought to myself the best thing is obviously not to respond at all, but I couldn't. The thing is, I'd already held back from saying anything to Roxanne when I was on the phone to the police, and I just thought, I just wanted to say, to tell, well, you know, a bit of saving face, if you like, just to say, look, you know, get a life. I don't know who you are. I'm contacting the police. I'm putting this online anyway, as I have been, and I've just had enough. I've absolutely had enough. The authorities have already failed me. Sergeant Saville, PC Henry, you know, the PCS. Well, they said they do these reports, but what's happened to them? Sergeant Saville was going to do all these things for me, and then, despite my emails, I'll ring 101, and it just, you know,
How long ago was he? What was he supposed to be doing for you? And how long ago was it that
it's all in. I typed a very long email to all agencies. This has made me very, very ill. I cannot stress this enough. I can't be dealing with people who have got nothing better to do with their time. I've got crippling OCD that I haven't had an official diagnosis of it, but, you know, there's a reason why I'm on severe disability, and, you know, it was quiet here for the past 2 nights, and then as soon as they came back, I found a parcel had been stolen, and as I said, Roxanne described the colour of the parcel, and she said, oh, it must have been Charmaine. I saw it, and I knew that Charmaine came in here because I heard her tampering with the what do you call that thing, thermostat thing, and then going out again, and I've already reported. If it wasn't her, then it was one of them or both of them for stealing items of mine from within the property, and from the bathroom, swiping all my things, and 2 other parcels that I had delivered to me. But the irony that the parcel that was delivered to me today that was stolen was a bike chain to to wrap around the cupboard doors to stop them from stealing from me, petty theft.
Can I just check you don't have any proof that it's them that stolen the item? Neither one of them.
There's no one out. They have had men in the property, and there was that woman from the TA team saying to me, "What are you doing, having your partner stay over?" You know how it was the police that told my partner to stay with me to keep me safe from everything I've been put through. He doesn't stay over anymore. He's here with me right now, and it's taken a lot to get him down here.
There's only 2 other tenants, and at the time they delivered, Bronnie, yes, one was out and one was in.
Yes, well, exactly. Well, Charmaine went out. She came in and then she went out, and I know because I heard both of them come in here, and then I called out, "Someone's taken my parcel." That's when Roxanne came out and she described the colour of the parcel as grey, and I think she's right because I think I've had a Hermes No, well, I mean, a lot of parcels do come in grey packaging, but I don't know. She described it as grey, and she said to me, I don't know who it was. I wasn't accusing her. I just said to her, I'm calling the police. Now, she obviously took that. She's behaving suspiciously, because when I was on the phone to the police, and I calmly asked her to confirm what she just told me, and that's when she started screaming and shouting at me. That is not the behaviour of someone who, well, they both lie so much anyway. She's attacked me. What can I say? So, you know, no. She has done before. I've recorded her admitting that she kicked my door.
Can I just ask, how do you know a parcel was delivered today?
Because I was waiting today, and Hermes said that they would be here between the hours of 2 and 4 o'clock, and I received an email saying that we've posted it through the door at 3:29.
And have they sent you a picture of your door?
Sent a picture of it.
Yeah, I know with Hermes, because I had a delivery from them the other day. They sent you because I wasn't in, they sent me a picture of my door with the parcel in front of my front door.
No, I haven't really, but I haven't got an iPhone. I've just got a very cheap, Alcatel, very cheap phone. I haven't got an iPhone.
Right,
so
you can't see pictures on that?
No, I just...
Or to your emails, no?
No, I just received an email with a tracking number.
So you can receive
and that tracking number confirms that it was delivered, yeah?
Yes, yeah. They said we've sent it through the door at 3:29 today. Yeah.
Right, okay. And that's the point that you went out and it wasn't there?
Yes.
Or were you?
No. Sorry, no. I was in the whole time. I was in here, waiting for the parcel, but I was actually waiting for a knock at the door. I didn't realise that it had been posted through the door. I was waiting to have it hand delivered, but unfortunately they posted it through the door, and that's when I called out, has someone taken my parcel? Then when I saw I had the email, and that's when Roxanne said, oh, I saw a grey parcel on the floor. Oh, it must have been Charmaine. You see, I can't trust either of them, because I kept text messages from when this Roxanne had befriended me and said, oh, I'll complain to the landlord about this and that and noise, and oh, we should feel safe in the property. And the whole time she had befriended Roxanne. So unfortunately, it's like dealing with children in a playground. I say children in a playground, children that can't be trusted, liars, infantile. The whole time she put on an Oscar-winning performance. She really fooled me, to be honest with you. The woman in room 3, Charmaine, I was asked if I would go to court to testify over the violence between her and her partner, and John said that she would be evicted. She begged me not to call the police, but I didn't feel safe in
He
the
said
end.
they were taking the piss.
Pick it up because PC Scammell was the investigating officer, so I've just about had enough.
They're all
I should feel
corrupt.
safe in my own home. There's
Cowards.
no 24-hour CCTV here. It states that there is. So, if there was the CCTV, which it states that there is, and this is what I've put online so that people can see for themselves, then maybe I'll be able to see who is stealing my property, and then people will be able to see that I'm being attacked.
It says that there is CCTV there, but there isn't.
Yes.
The lie.
And Justin and John have proven
yourself.
themselves to be corrupt. I've received this. My partner used a dictaphone to record the conversation.
Look at my first
between
video.
me and John,
No
where they claimed that I was being
CCTV.
threatening, and Charmaine
Liars.
in the background calling me an effing head case, and she's done that with the paramedics. So she's probably outside my door right now listening to this conversation, because the pair of them are just troublemakers.
Well, Brian, let that be her problem, because I can't think of any anything sadder, can you, than standing at somebody's door listening to what they're saying?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this recorded for you about the text message you've received from this number. I'm going to do some intel on that telephone number, see if I can find anything out. And I'm going to pass this down to your local policing team because it seems there's quite a lot going on there and somebody needs to have a look into to what's going on.
Yeah.
And you're feeling so persecuted.
Thank you.
Persecuted?
I appreciate you saying yes.
I've been given notice to leave.
What I'll do is I'm going to link it to 1010 today, and I'll send
Today?
over another reference number for air call.
This was last night.
Yes, sorry. Could you say that again?
Bullied to death,
I didn't quite get
bullied
that.
out of my home.
I'm going to link our conversation tonight about this message that you've had, these messages you've had from this woman claiming to be Roxanne's sister, yeah?
Thank you, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to link it to that today because I think it ties in with it because that's what's prompted it. It was abuse saying it's her sister. And I'm going to pass this down to your local policing team and get someone to have a look into it and to see if we can find out what's going on there to try and give you some assistance.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Do you mind
The reference for this.
I think she already said that. Sorry, do you have the reference for this call? Or, sorry, I think you've already answered that.
No, I was going to say I'd text it to you, but that's fine if you've got a pen there, you want to write it down.
Thank you, I've got a pen, thank you.
Okay, so it's 1519.
1519, yes.
And then today's date, and my name's Mandy.
Thank you very much, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, I appreciate that. Okay.
But block that number as soon as you pass the phone to me, because then you just stop someone from sending you ridiculous messages, as you say.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay.
All right then. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
So she said we'll get the same old thing, the neighbourhood policing team. We'll get the police to look into this. We'll get the police to do this. We'll get them to do this. What, like Sergeant Saville? 2.25 hours on the phone to him the day before, on the 5th, I was on the phone to him for 2.25 hours the day after I had to use my panic alarm on that very tenant, Roxanne. I pulled it out, I ran out there, and that's when the next door neighbour at number 10, Steve, opened the window and he said, Justin is a waste of time. I've complained to him about people going in and going into this property. These men, the people that come into the property and going out round the back over the wall, the brick wall that I've showed you that they pulled down. And Cavan, sorry, I shouldn't say the person's name. He had his dog poisoned. John doesn't care though. He don't want to know. No, because they're little cowards because they had to send me a letter saying that I've been threatening. Yeah. They're like little children, aren't they? The contractors. The guy who gave me the keys to this place, Steve from A&A Contractors, said he's walked in on dead bodies. I thought I was going to be killed. You seen the smashed window? You see, yeah. It was felt to be harassment that I sent text messages. Text messages? What, you mean say forwarding on text messages from threatening text messages from Roxanne and saying I don't feel safe? But Justin sent me text messages saying on the 15th of December, Bryony, please stop contacting John late at night unless it's an absolute emergency. Sorry, it's my safety. Because Justin Godden doesn't think that a man banging outside in the courtyard after I'd had my bedroom window smashed, he does that's an emergency. And Tatiana, a response car wasn't called out to me. And I was told the neighbourhood policing team would come out to me within 2 consecutive days of my bedroom window being smashed, and they didn't. No. Please, Justin, please stop contacting John late at night unless an absolute emergency. We are dealing with room 3 having a male visitor. They have men in here all the time. They're all like little children. Justin, Godden, John, they're the corrupt children. These are the children that are so demented they're used to getting their own way. They have to be as nasty as they like. As I was told by someone, well, I've been told by many people, if I had a probation officer, I'd get the help. 24 years. And I'm just going to end up repeating myself here and, repeating over the same old things here. But you've seen it already, 24-year battle with the mental health services. But, since school. No, it's 25 years now. It's a quarter of a century. I'm never going to get the help. I'm being bullied to death right now because I've had enough. Because what Sussex police did to me, what the psychiatric unit did, Sussex Partnership. Look up Sussex Partnership covering up suicides and a couple of murders. There was a young man who jumped off Beachy Head. He discharged himself, Reese, when I was reported missing in the local Herald and on the local radio. And I went and slept in a field near my mother's ashes. I am so ill. I'm running on adrenaline right now. I have to get this out. Justin, 17th of December. Hi, we're dealing with this and I'm meeting with the council. I am meeting with the council tomorrow to discuss a way forward. We will deal with room 3 as her behaviour is unacceptable. Yet what did she do last Friday? Was it last Friday or the Friday before that? I reported to Sussex police that she was harassing me in the street. So, Justin Godden, what a damn joke you are. So, the investigating officer, PC Scammell, when I reported this woman, a partner attacking a domestic, and I was asked if I would go to court to testify over the violence. Yet the TA team that put me here, temporary accommodation team, what was your partner doing staying over? He stayed over a few times to make me feel safe. Why did they take a safeguarding off our relationship? Jonas from Adult Social Care and Sally Fisher from the TA team who signed it. They're all in cahoots. They're all liars. They're all corrupt. Oh, we're nothing to do with them. We're nothing to do with them. They're all in cahoots. What was that all about? Taking a safeguarding off my relationship with my partner when this evicted tenant, Aisha, attacked me. What did that have to do with anything? They don't do anything. Yet the people are always killing themselves in these places. I've heard so many horror stories. People jump off Beachy Head all the time. It doesn't make the news because people are going up there every other day. I've known of a few people who pick up bodies. So what? Nobody cares. I'm at that point where I simply don't care anymore. I've been pushed and 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 beaten down when I'm already ill. You are very sick, psychopathic individuals, and you are going to have to live with what you've done. You are. That's your funeral. Eternity is a long time. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of death. I used to be, but I've thought about suicide so much. I don't even care anymore. I really don't care anymore. My mother cried for me. My mother, that would be 83 now. She was 71 when she died. She was angry about the breach of licensing agreement when I was being harassed in supported accommodation. Supported accommodation. These places are just like prisons. But one girl, she cottoned onto it. At the was it the Worthing Meadowfield. Supported accommodation, temporary accommodation, these places, what I've been in, psychiatric unit, I've been in these places. She cottoned on what I have. They're all the same trafficking network. And any arrest is a form of human trafficking now, because it's not under common law, it's under these satanic, Masonic bastards. Excuse my French, but I don't care anymore. I've literally gone and bought alcohol. I've gone and bought alcohol, poison, I don't drink, to take up to Beachy Head with me. I did that last night. And I've had a letter through my door today saying they want me out of here for complaining. For complaining. I'm carrying pain. Do you know what? My head's been bleeding from where I've scratched it so much. I've made it bleed. It's something I used to do. It's an OCD thing. Do you know what? I spent a whole night washing and washing and washing things I'd already washed. I've been physically sick. And they put these rules in here. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. Yeah, Charmaine liked to leave little presents outside my door. Charmaine, what's her name? Oh, I'm not going to bother giving you their surnames. I'll just... Room rules. No smoking, no alcohol, no drugs, no visitors. Do you know what? In supported accommodation, before the no smoking ban, it's still, the support worker was smoking while he was cooking. Bit of cigarette ash in your food. Yeah. Health and safety, food hygiene. Where are the people at the council that get paid 30 grand a year? Health and safety, yeah, 35 grand a year. Well, to come round to these places and to check, to make sure that the windows can only open so far, like in supported accommodation. Where are they? Where are they? No 24-hour CCTV. I tell you what, you could have a whole court case over what's been going on here. But no, boot me out. Justin Godden, Housing Director of Charles Lucas Property Management. No smoking, no alcohol, no drugs, no visitors. No wonder they find so many bodies in these places, because they're exploiting people. They're trafficking people and they're exploiting people. John couldn't even look me in the face when I caught him out saying to Roxanne, something's being arranged. One of the worst things I could ever do is admit to my mental health, but the BBC and everybody wants to encourage people talking about their mental health. We must talk about it. We must talk about it so that the local council can exploit you. Yeah. I mean, technically speaking, I'm supposed to be on drugs. Technically speaking. technically speaking, I'm supposed to be on drugs, lying in a ditch or anything like that. I'm still here. I haven't washed for days. I haven't cleaned my teeth because it's made me that ill. All this stuff that you see over there, I haven't gone through all the damaged items. Because when I went up to Beachy Head in a suicidal state using £2,000 of my severe disability to stay in a hotel to keep away from one of these places where I didn't feel safe, where I wasn't happy, I had a reference with the local government ombudsman, and that's the Citrus Hotel, Rika. The Citrus Hotel, where they turned away people from Hastings. The local papers got involved. I'd been turned away from there one time by adult social care. I've slept rough. I've been complaining about bed bugs crawling on me. I mean, this is what they're doing to people born in this country. You'll get your children taken away from you. The whole idea, I knew why the food banks were set up, the Trestle Trust. That's it, yeah. That film that was made about people struggling, going to food banks, they're that hungry so that they'll get their children taken away from them. There was a mother and daughter, and I heard that she couldn't afford to feed her. She was worried that her children would be taken. I don't even want to talk anymore about all of this. It's so depressing. I'll be honest, obviously I'm doing this for me because I haven't got anyone to support me. I've got nobody. I don't see Darren's family or anything. There is no one. My mother cried for me when she cried for me when she died because she was my soulmate and we were close. But she also cried for me because she said, I thought he was meant to be helping you, the social worker landlord. My mother was everything to me. I'm carrying so much agony. So much agony. But what makes me angry is these people can do whatever they like. They can do the hell what they like. And they use trauma as an excuse. I suffer with trauma. I'm being kind to these idiots. Please don't call the police, using crocodile tears. And I was like, right, okay, give her a chance. Then the next time. You meet these victims of satanic ritual abuse like Jeanette. I've never met her, but I can. Well, actually, no, I can't say anything because I can't actually process it. But what John Wedger, the people that he's interviewed, can you imagine them behaving like this? Can you imagine those trauma victims behaving like this? The victims of satanic ritual abuse. Can you imagine them behaving like this? Oh, you're a Korea. Oh, I mean, there might be one or two, but usually they're so traumatized they can't say anything. And I know because I find it hard to speak up. That's why when I do get angry, I explode. It's always the nice people. It's always the thing in this country. Oh, she's got a silver spoon in her mouth. No, I haven't. I'm an ordinary person. Well, I'm not ordinary, but I've been brought up well, extremely well, by a loving mother. And my mother was a single working, hard-working mother who died of a rare cancer, died of stress. She had an illegal abortion 24 years before I was born by a male prostitute who took advantage of her in New York. So there you go. She told me that at the end of her life. So there we are. These are the kind of idiots I have to deal with. They've been leaving the back door open. Oh. That is just proof that Roxanne is talking to guests here, people that I didn't have enough capacity. It's a shame I didn't have one of these earlier, because this would have helped a great deal, because there's not capacity on this phone.
Well, a neighbour has complained and that door is meant to be locked. Well, yeah, when I was getting into a debate, so I complained about her to Paul, and so was the neighbour, who's not paying. Right, do you want to admit that? Roxanne? Talk about what race that you get. Do you want to admit that you just came in through the back door? Yes, I think I'm on the back. Anyway, I'll tell you, I'm on the back. I'm saying I'm not happy to leave it. But I want you, I was on the back down the alley one. You can't go to the house. And you locked me out. But I opened it for you, but I think I'm not happy to leave it open.
To leave it open. This is what I mean, leaving it open.
Neither of the neighbours.
She'd been gone quite some time. Going out for a cigarette's fine, but this is what we've been complaining about.
Me and the neighbours are not happy about leaving the back door open.
No.
Because me and a neighbour have complained about them coming in through the back. It's not safe to leave it open.
See, this is just it. You know, I mean, I had my back turned while I was in the kitchen one time, and one of them went out the back. Oh, you grass! See, I just hope that the next lot of people they get in here are just vile creatures who trash the place, because they don't deserve to have a nice lady here.
Tell me why you kicked my door.
I'm just seeing if there's something else here.
Right, this is a note that I am leaving.
No, there's nothing else. No, there's nothing else. Unfortunately, I don't have any other evidence. Here's the text message I got. Bryony McCarthy, I suggest you leave my sister alone. This is from a woman I don't know. Roxanne is my family and I haven't seen her in such a bad way. Oh, actually, that could be her brother, actually, because she said she had a brother. I'm assuming it's a sister. I really don't care if it's a sibling. 4th of February 2021. I suggest you leave my sister alone. Is my family. I haven't seen her in such a bad way with her mental health due to actions and accusations. Oh, you know what? You will not keep getting away with your vile mouth. That is threatening. That is threatening. You will not. We have just had a long chat with Justin. You will not keep getting away with your vile mouth, and you assuming and blaming Roxanne for stealing when all she was doing was getting her stuff as she won't stay at the house. Straight away you're shouting. You're calling me a human. Do you know what? I actually want the police to come round here. Because actually this has made me feel very suicidal. This doesn't, you know, I'm already got my own issues. these people befriended me. If you look at one of my videos, look, hang on a minute, where I show how she befriended me, and she sent me nice text messages, and then she turned on me. Do you know what? I've had too much evil done to me, but there's just, for God's sake, I didn't have anyone help me with my mother's death. I was forced to sign a homeless application form out of supported accommodation 6 days before my mother died. Then 6 months after my mother died, I went into one of these places where I had leaks to the toilets from the toilet system. I had a leak that went through to the hair salon below me. I had all these problems and I wasn't ill. My mental health was deteriorating. 6 months after my mother died, I took an overdose of olanzapine that was just given to me just like that by the social worker landlord, and I kept them for an overdose. No one. I don't believe in it. I just don't care anymore. I just don't care anymore. I literally don't care anymore. They damaged my property at Elms Avenue, Romeau and Saney. They threw all my stuff together while I was assaulted up on Beachy Head and then put on a section 136, and no one was showing there's never been any compassion or anything at all. There has been nothing, absolutely nothing. I've had everything evil done to me, and you know what, I'm really tired, and all I wanted to do was just get this out there, because I've just honestly, I can't even function anymore. I haven't washed for days on end. I haven't cleaned my teeth. Right, I'm on severe disability. I paid to stay in that Citrus hotel to keep away from the place that I didn't feel safe in. Then I was practically beaten up on Beachy Head because they ignored my phone call, a report of a threat from a guest in the Citrus Hotel. I had a reference with the local government ombudsman and they scrapped it. I was pinned down by psychiatric staff after they snatched my phone while I was on the phone to my partner. 26th of October, PC Austin and his 2 little idiots. They're all little children. We're in a mamby-pamby society of little babies. Oh, we've got to wear a mouth mask. We've got to do this. We've got to do as we're told. This is the real pandemic, people. People like me are killing themselves because they're being exploited and bullied to death. And John Alexander Patterson said to me, don't jump off Beachy Head because that's what they want. And where is he now? He's in Chichester Psychiatric Unit being assassinated for whistleblowing, mind-blowing levels of corruption and satanic ritual abuse. Do you really think I want to live in this world where nobody does anything? But they give me all the venom. Melanie Hall, Justin Godden, the housing director, and his corrupt contractors. There you go, Charles Lucas Property Management. If anything happens to me, We probably wouldn't even go to a coroner with all this COVID scamdemic. Look at this video. I bought alcohol last night. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't take drugs. I bought poison. Poison. And one time I had the paramedics here, and Charmaine called me an effing head case in front of them, and she did that in front of John, and my partner used his dictaphone to record that conversation between me and John the contractor. I am one of many that we won't hear about, because they've probably already gone and jumped off Beachy Head. I'm ending the live stream. I've said what I wanted to say.